YouTube has become more job stuff and professional as it was before, like an art and just weird stuff out there. Gave some real vibes, some very optimistic as well. And you have heard this 1,000 times already, and probably it's gonna stay like that for a while. But keeping all that aside, this is my experience of making over 5 channels and failing in each one of them, and how the YouTube dream is sold out these days, and more stuff.
By the way, in this video my skin isn't rendered, so have a good look.
So first of all, my personal stories of my own channel is basically opened a channel when I was a kid, thinking I'm going to be a YouTuber, seeing PewDiePie and all that. And the channel name was Astro. I told everybody, each of my friends and all that, and still managed to only get 16 subscribers in it. And one of the dudes that were there, he was a fat dude. He used to troll me by commenting my address, alright? And I know it's no big deal now, but you know, at that time I used to freak out on that. So yeah, that's the thing. To upload some YouTube videos. Oh, obviously I used to upload YouTube videos in it. I mean, I used to upload Minecraft YouTube videos in Astro, and my voice at the time was like this. I used to upload that, some Minecraft butt challenges. Yeah. So yeah, that was my voice right there, and that was not just limited to Minecraft, but also some other games. The only other game I played on that name was like the Tokyo Olympics Google Doodle. So yeah, that's the thing. Other than that, the next channel I opened up was Tuna Cat. So Beluga was blowing up, and I used basically every single thing Beluga was making and copy pasted it up into Tuna. So yeah, that's it. Now Tuna is so far my most successful channel till now, because Tuna got over 740 subscribers and 42k views in the most popular video, which was awesome by the way. But I left the channel because at the time I was watching One Piece, and I got into manga making. And I'm not going to tell any further right now because this video would go too long if I did. Basically some more stuff, like after this I didn't made a channel for like an year or something, and then I made a channel, an animation channel, where I posted nothing at all, because animation is hard, and I'm into manga making, not animation exactly. Also, I watched a technoblade clip saying that if you are making animations, probably don't. And I think, yeah, you can absolutely do that, but animation takes much hard work, then it gives results on YouTube, but sometimes it could, like, there are many animation YouTubers going on right now, which are like, who are uploading their first introduction videos and already getting many of views, hundreds and thousands of views. So yeah, that's a good thing. Other than that, the next channels that I opened were kind of strange. It were like Minecraft, but I, just basically yapped about stuff, and it was kind of like Technoblade's vibe, Technoblade's Skywars episodes vibe, and I really liked it. I wanted to make something like that, but it was not growing onto that channel, and the channel's name was Smoothwell. Okay, got like 19 subscribers, and it wasn't as much growing though. And I was also making more Minecraft stuff in it. My main essence was that I play Minecraft in the background, but ultimately yapped about anything and my stuff, and I was forgetting it slowly. And then I saw a YouTube video blow up, which was named "Can I Beat Minecraft While I Beat Myself, or While Beating Myself?" Yeah, it was kind of like that, by this dude Robro. And that video is a masterpiece, not gonna lie. But seeing how much views it got in the first week of release, I thought, okay, I want to make something like this. First, I'll grow my channel up, and then I can do the stuff of just, yapping about stuff whilst I play Skywars or something. But it didn't really work out. I made a Bedwars version on a channel named Dofty, and yeah, it got like 600, 700 views, but that's pretty much all. And I actually was lost again. Like, I genuinely wanted just to make those kind of Skywars, technoblade Skywars type of vibe videos, and not this type of, no matter even if it's just for growing my channel. Other than that, there were like also many more channels right now that are doing kind of stuff like that, but they are only, talking about their problems and all that. I want to talk about it all, including it and including the fun stuff as well. So that's the thing. This channel's core inspiration is Technoblades. Okay, it's Technoblade, and specifically his Skywars series. Technoblade's main game was Skywars, alright? He has the most videos on it, and so yeah, that's the thing about it. And other than that, yes, he also played Bed Wars with it. So yeah, Bed Wars, Skywars, or basically anything. The main point was yapping in the background. It was actual fucking fun to hear about and just watch. It felt like the old YouTube, the OG one, the actual stuff, raw and just real. And that's the thing. So it's gonna give kind of that vibes, but not exactly, because it's me. So it's also going to be giving me vibes, with mine as well. Now, many people thinks, the idea of being a YouTuber is so popular because anyone can do it. We have seen many people grow from, nothing at all. Like they were sitting just like us, just like normal middle class guy, and then they became a YouTuber just by uploading on a platform more and more. Like YouTube has now become more like a platform anyways. Previously it used to be just a weird place where you can upload your art and all that, and that's kind of a sad thing, I know. But thing is, even though that's the thing, it's still hard to grow on here. And it's hard to grow on here, but it's sold out like it's easy. Like you just gotta upload, and it just gotta will do it part, like upload your first video and make it so fucking good. It'll do your part. And sometimes it does, but in actuality it is hard, getting consistent on YouTube even after one blow up video. It's kind of hard, and if you are going to see it up, every single fucking channel has a downward slope. You are going to see a channel rise and rise, and it's gonna blow up, and it's gonna stay there for a while, but it's gonna go down again. People would stop watching it, and that's pretty much it. Every single channel faces this. Other than that, and mainly also the channels which are basically making stuff like that, like today's YouTube stuff. If there is a channel which is making some raw stuff, which is making something real and not much of a, hyper edited and, shots type of stuff, I think it could still work, and it could still maintain a good amount of views even after a while. Like you can see in Penguin Zero. And other than that, if you would see MrBeast, his most audiences are kids, and when they grow up, they are obviously not gonna watch him. Like me, I used to watch him, and now he's even more capitalistic. That's one more thing. But yeah, that's the thing. The people who are watching MrBeast right now are probably not going to watch it later on. Most probably, but there would be other kids to replace the audience, so yeah, it's alright, I guess. But there is going to be a lot of dead subscribers, if you notice, like PewDiePie has right now. But he still gets like 5 million views of videos, so it's okay, I think. You might not know, but Google actually controls it all. Google has got in his wits, like, Google has made it, every single kid wants to become a YouTuber. It has been advertised like that. Google has did it on intention. So more YouTubers, more kids come onto their platform, becoming in hopes of becoming a new YouTuber, the next big one, and then more revenue would generate. And eventually, at the last stuff, Google is earning from it anyways. Google is controlling stuff right now. It not only just sees our data and shows us ads, but it's now even influencing other kids to go on their platforms to apply those ads on their own videos. It's basically a market fucking deal that Google is doing here. And that's the thing. That's the thing. Google is a capitalist company, It takes your information and then sell it to the government or some third-party apps for advertisement. I think you already know that, but it also does to the government, and it's even to gain even more control over us, and get to know even more stuff about us, so they can basically control it. It's basically the capitalism stuff. Onto the dangers of YouTube, we already know many dangers, like the prominent ones being hate comments and all that, and some other ones being scam videos and fraud stuff. But what danger I'm talking about here is a big chunk and mass of YouTubers, is that they are dependent on YouTube. As soon as they have grown up their channels and are earning well, they're still dependent on YouTube. The moment it collapses, the moment YouTube's economy collapses, or basically, a crisis happens in the company, and every single channel's payments goes down. It's just dependent on it. Google can any single time make a new rule of giving the channels half the money they are already getting, and it's obviously going to face criticism and a lot. And that's why it's probably not going to do it, but I'm just giving an example. It can do it, and we won't be able to do anything about it. Not we, I mean those people, surely, who are totally dependent on YouTube for their income. They won't be able to do about anything on it. And that's why many people have, from YouTube also build stuff like Patreon, Discord, and even are on Instagram now. That all the channels are technically dependent on YouTube, and it could practically change any fucking time. The terms and services of YouTube, every single YouTuber fears seeing this one, man. Because from the last years, YouTube has been dropping stuff like out of nowhere. The CEO of YouTube, he even said that they are not going to use YouTube videos as to train their AI models, and he did not say it directly, but he was trying to make a point that yes, they are not going to do it. But we technically easily can conclude that yes, they are doing it. YouTube videos are now being used to make AI models without even the creators, to train AI models without even the creators' consents. And that's another big red flag. Not that the YouTube's logo itself is red, but yeah, that's kind of the thing. Anytime the terms of services happens, a big change is made throughout the YouTube, and negative more times than positive it is. And that's the thing. They make it every single time like this, and YouTubers kind of get out of it eventually. Like, you get my point, okay? They are dependent on YouTube, so every single time one of these comes up, they gotta follow it up, and some of these are extremely not so much demanded, but still there are. So yeah, the YouTube is changing rapidly even on this date. But actually lately there are videos of like the old editing style of YouTube, where it's not that much edited. It's the person you're watching the video for, not the content. You're watching the video because someone is telling you a story, or someone is just talking about stuff, and you watch it for them. You watch to connect to the channel owner, to the person behind it, instead of just watching content, to just watching content up and don't even know like what they are even watching. At this point, everything is like too hyper-edited, and yeah, those videos are good too. It's not entirely the fault of MrBeast, as many people say it's MrBeast-ification of YouTube, but YouTube itself has changed altogether as well. It's now more like a business instead of art, and it's okay, there could be the parts of it, but the soul of it was the art of YouTube. And channels like Technoblade is why I liked it so much. Even with so many subscribers, and even in the new era of YouTube, Technoblade was the one still going on like that. He used to say that I'm the biggest nerd on YouTube chats, where everybody else is just casual about it. Well, in reality, he was the one who was actually not trying hard, and other all people just wanted to make bag out of it. Yes, he did as well, to some extent, but there was still that rawness, that realness that was there, and it never went out. But other people, like you can prominently see in MrBeast videos, it's totally extinguished. And the Jimmy we used to see as a teenager just talk about and just come up onto the screen, it's no longer the same one. It's no longer the same one that we used to watch and we watched it for. And that's the thing about it. There is not much of a connection that there is there, that there is. There's not that friend type of feel that we used to get, that we actually used to get. Whenever I watch Technoblade Skyward series, I used to actually fucking get it. Like, it felt like home. All these hyper-edited videos felt like that they are trying to scream and say, oh, hey, come here, come here. But, Technoblade Skyward series, or any, perhaps, raw video, or basic real video you can see out there, giving that feel of, it just gives a feel of, like, it's home. It just gives a feel of like it's a familiar place that you can come to whenever you want, and that's the magic about it. So recently I was reading this manga known as Great Teacher Onizuka, and it's not my favorite manga, but more about it in another video. This video, I just wanted to say that Onizuka was a greatest teacher ever. And Onizuka basically is not so much of a conventional teacher. He's an unconventional one, and he's not at all, in society's view, a good teacher. He's obviously a bad one if you see from the lens of society, but in actuality, he's the greatest teacher out there. The society's teacher is going to be, basic stuff like Uchi Yamada, and then the teacher who was my dad. But they approach it with money, and basically they are going to teach him the stuff. They're going to deliver all the stuff, like they're going to deliver all the stuff to the students, like teaching them about whatever is in the textbook and all that. But actually it's just the not so much of the soul of teaching in there. It's not that much of a thing right there. It basically it just feels like they're going to go ahead and then take the money and then get out. It's basically like a job, normal stuff, But great teacher Onizuka, and Onizuka himself, though, he is kind of a different one. He genuinely cares about his students, not like the others. And if you can relate it here as well, it's like he connects to his students instead of just, lecturing them about stuff. No, he is himself. He's no role of a teacher. He's just himself being right there with the students, like they are his friends. And if we can make out a metaphor for this one, it would sound cool, So if we could just make a metaphor for this one, it could be like, a YouTuber who's just raw out there. There's no obligation onto you. You just gotta be yourself, and that's it. And you can see it out there. There are celebrities and there are YouTubers. They all think that they gotta not say this, or they gotta do this or that. But Onizuka or anyone like that would actually just rather be themselves instead of giving into all that stuff, to be that much of careful about all that, to be that much of, polished person about that. If you do that much, if you are going to stress out that much to be as much polished and professional, you're gonna lose your hair before you turn 30s, man. All these YouTubers, and not just YouTubers, all these celebrities and many more people are now just too afraid to be themselves. And many just thinks that they are being themselves indeed, and actually are not. They are still not being actually themselves. They are still not just doing whatever and just fooling around. Whatever means what they actually would actually what they are. And that's it. Being yourself isn't just, okay, I'm rude and I'm going to talk rude to somebody else and then call it a day. No, it's not like that. Being yourself is actually your core self. And your core self, well, that's for you to find. But that the thing is, the philosophical stuff about you could be discussed probably in another video, as I've said. And that's the thing. At the last part of the video, I just want to discuss about capitalists versus actual artists. You can see capitalists earn in money and earn in fame. You know, there are many capitalists out there who have so much money and they have fame at the same time. And there are so many artists out there who might have fame, but not as much as the capitalists, and neither do they have as much as money. But the actual artists are the ones who are actually acting it from love, who are actually making stuff out from love, who are actually being themselves and expressing themselves from love, instead of capitalists who just basically a love-lacking, fear-mongering, evil kind of doing people out there. Not all of them, but most of them. And they just, they just operate on fear, and that's the thing. Here I'm talking about love and fear from the Bill Hicks archetype, and that is also fun in the video, I guess, but you could kind of get what I mean if you have watched his stand-up comedies and that bit of his. But I think you could still get what I'm trying to say here. And that's the thing. For a prominent artist that I could remember right now is Oda. Oda is practically a billionaire. If you are going to search up his, what do you say, net worth? If you're going to search up his net worth, it's going to show 200 million something. But he is practically a billionaire. The net worth hasn't been updated. You can literally calculate it from manga sales and then cut it out as the company takes it. But whatever, he's probably a billionaire till now. And other than that, there's also Notch, who's also a billionaire and still just was a game artist. And that's the thing. But there are going to be like many more capitalists who just does not care about us at all, and they just control us and just do all the evil stuff to only fulfill their selfish deeds, and also govern control over us with the government itself. They do not generally care about us, man. And that's the thing. It's the top capitalists, and you know how much they have influenced people into thinking, yes, this is the people who are actually successful. This is what we call success. Someone who just have money and all that. Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, huh? That's the thing. They forget all their actions just because they have money that they can see. Those are the actions that have been caught. Imagine those which haven't been. I'm talking about actions like just basically selling all the information to people, even though it's in end-to-end encrypted messages, and still using it against whatever it was said to be. So yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. These capitalists are who rules the world. If you actually look deep into it, money basically does not exist, and they have created money itself so that they could control and govern our people, and basically distract them from the more intuitive goals that we do have in life, to actually making money and making us think, okay, money is everything, we gotta earn. And if not everything, money is so much, and then we gotta earn. And it's working already. You can see all the people out there in front of you that are actually chasing money like it's a fucking actual real goal or dream, where it's actually just, if you think about it, just some fear stuff about it. They are chasing money, instead of financial freedom or something. Money for what it is, instead of financial freedom or something, and exploring and adventuring. And that's the thing, they have just forget the main stuff. Even people becoming doctors to see the salary first of all. And I get it, now they have made us so dependent on money, but all the control to them, they can actually fucking change the value of money anytime they want. After all, a penny or a note is just a paper and a metal. But that's the thing, they have us in their hands. So don't be so dependent on money as it is. But yeah, that's kind of the thing. Instead, we should actually focus more from doing stuff out of just love. And that's the thing. More intuitive goals from love and all. But about this money thing and all that, we are going to discuss that also in another video, I guess. There are so much stuff out there that we can actually discuss even in this video, as I've said. So that's the thing. So I guess that was it for this one. See ya.